see the future.
Hugh at his best was an amazingly good fighter.
Yeah.
Gennady Golovkin's still got plenty to prove, but I like him. I like him a lot.
Okay, and I'm not going to hold you guys up too long, but I want to get Carl Frampton and talk about him and Mayweather Pacquiao, and I'll let you guys go. Now, Carl Frampton, now he's the opposite of Carl Froch. He's younger. He's up and coming, and Guillermo Rigondeaux is the pound-for-pound king in that division. Why doesn't Carl Froch take that fight?
Carl Frampton.
I'm sorry. Why doesn't Carl Frampton take that fight?
I think, they're building Carl Frampton. They built him in Belfast hugely. He's the Barry McGuigan of this generation. He's a lovely guy. He's a very, very good fighter, offensively, defensively. I think he doesn't have many chinks in the armor. I think he's exciting. We really like Carl Frampton, but the fight we want to see back home is Carl Frampton against Scott Quigg. Scott Quigg's undefeated. He's a world champion, but a lot of people are saying he's not really a world champion. He won an interim, then it's a WBA, not a. We're all confused with the belts, but let's be honest. Scott Quigg's a very good fighter.
Yes, he is.
Carl Frampton's a very good fighter.
That'd be a great matchup.
That's the one we want to see. Rigondeaux, people avoid him maybe. The style is not wonderful for television.
But he's been knocking out people lately. His last performance was like candidate for fight of the year.
It was actually, and he was down too. But I think the one we want to see back home, like we saw Froch and Groves, like we want to see Kell Brook and Amir Khan. We want to see Frampton and Quigg, and I think that's the one that's going to get the juices flowing.
Will it happen?
I hope so. I really hope so.
Does either fighter have one of them has an interest?
They both have an interest. Scott Quigg was there ringside last weekend. They both want to fight. Scott Quigg's with Eddie Hearn. Carl Frampton's with Barry McGuigan. Politics are tricky. Sky, ITV. It's a difficult fight to make, but it can be made.
I think it's the jungle of the politics of boxing. It's the only reason why this fight has not happened, and so therefore the only people that suffers are the fans. And look, we've waited 6 years for Pacquiao and Mayweather to fight each other because of the politics. I'm quite sure these guys have wanted to fight each other for many, many years, but the politics always kills the game.
Yeah.
Now with Frampton and Quigg, let's get rid of this foolishness. Let these two guys get in the ring, forget all that foolishness. Let the promoters work together, let the managers knock heads together and get the fighters in the ring and sort it out once and for all.
Scott Quigg was on our show actually this week, and Johnny and I have had a week away from presenting. We left our reporter Ed Robinson to hold the fort. And I think Scott Quigg was very upset that Johnny and I weren't there, because he's pretty upset that we think that Carl Frampton might have the better.
Yeah, I said it.
Listen, what we're saying is Scott Quigg deserves that fight.
Yeah, he does.
He's a very good fighter. He's done so well in his career. I'm really proud of Scott actually, because he didn't have a great amateur career record. But Carl Frampton, I think, is just a little bit more exceptional. I think he's a really good fighter.
I think people forget, when you pick one fighter over another, it doesn't mean you dislike the fighter. It just means you just see a reason why the other fighter can win. And if you're proved wrong, you're proved wrong. That other fighter again exceeds all your expectations. So there's nothing against.
A lot of people take it personal when you.
Don't take it personal.
I picked Naz to beat Barrera. God, I was wrong with that.
Don't take it personal, because I think Scott Quigg's a nice kid. But what I say, I just think Carl Frampton is probably unofficially the best of the bunch. That's just my opinion, and he's just got to be given a chance to prove that. So let's sort out the domestic situation first, Quigg and Frampton, and then move onwards and upwards.